Conley. Number 74, Matthew Crosby. Number 53, Ferris Daines. Number 5, Dunn Daniel. Number 2, Brendan Dove. Number 32, Cody Elliott. Number 9, Pablo Ferrer. Number 51, Mason Goers. Number 34, Daxton Goff. Number 7, Trace Hall. Number 1, Brooks Herrera. Number 6, Blazin Jones. Number 52, Casey Matson. Number 58, Matthew Obar. Number 70, Cameron Osborne. Number 64, Chase Plymell. Number 3, Randon Ray. Number 33, Rylan Ray. Number 57, Tayton Rice. Number 4, Rocky Ross. Number 19, Kaiden Scanling. Number 15, Skylar Shelton. Number 75, Michael Sims. Number 23, Cade Smith. Number 12, Peyton Tatum. And number 55, Brett Welling. The head coach for Booneville is Doc Crowley. He's assisted by Aaron Kynes, Chad Simpson, Cody Harrell, Darby Ulmer, Jacob Hadaball, and Whit Overton. And now your players and coaches for the Bearcats. Number 1, Austin Kirkendall. Number 2, Cody Bollmeyer. Number 3, Michael Escobar. Number 5, Tu Wong Kung. Number 6, Gabe Corcoran. Number 7, Dennison Reed. Number 8, Evan Graves. Number 9, Jesse Garcia. Number 11, Joseph McClellan. Number 12, Maddox Medlin. Number 14, Caleb Peters. Number 15, Austin Rose. Number 16, Travis Threlkel. Number 21, Omar Cecilio. Number 22, Blake Brown. Number 23, Brenton Rose. Number 24, Jesse Perales. Number 26, Jarrett Berger. Number 27, Colby Davis. Number 30, Robert Hill. Number 32, Christian Samaripa. Number 33, Jaden Felix. Number 36, Jeffrey Richmond. Number 40, Tristan Crane. Number 45, Ian Hughes. Number 50, Kevin Hensley. Number 51, Christian Miller. Number 53, Reed Henry. Number 54, Jordan Roberts. Number 60, Carter Allen. Number 61, Jet Baber. Number 64, Chase Henry. Number 65, Christian Stewart. Number 66, Bobby Wallace. Number 70, Seth Fruin. Number 71, Nathan Philpott. Number 72, Jake Brotherton. Number 75, Sean Ball. Number 76, Luke Floyd. Number 77, Logan Yang. Number 79, Trace Huff. Number 80, Isaiah Day. Number 82, Sully Massey. Number 84, Jackson Baber. Number 85, Aiden Golden. And number 88, Trey Day. The head coach for the Bearcats is Craig Bentley. He's assisted by Landon Dover, Matt Sandifer, Chad Arnold, Kyle Smithers, Tommy Johnson, and Ryan Lutmer. Bearcat fans, are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some football? Tonight's officials, the referee is Mark Hurst, umpire Bill Dotson, head linesman Jason Harris, line judge J-Ron Harris, and back judge Joe Hurst.
Anthony.
Thank you very much.
Are you filming?
I guess I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh my.
Which one?
Okay.
Which one is? Which one would be easier? Does it matter?
I guess Anthony thought I was just hanging out.
Whichever one's for him.
You had some? Yeah. Connor, do you want water? I'm not bad at the food, I can't really talk about that.
Once they like run out, he'll probably go to camera 2 sit down with him, and he says camera 1 you're free. So he'll come back and at that point then like get on the team.
Captains for tonight's game, number 54 for the Bearcats, Jordan Roberts.
Well, welcome back to tonight's broadcast, Bearcat Foundation and the Mena Bearcats versus Booneville Bearcats here tonight. Last week was not a great week for the Mena Bearcats. We kind of fell a little short against the Hot Springs Trojans, but with the full cast of characters back here to play tonight's football game, we should be back on track and give these Booneville Bearcats all they want here tonight. So if we come out ready to play here tonight, then should be a pretty good ball game here for us. And in the booth here tonight, I was expecting to see Clint as normal, but Clint was not here, and Tate Mendoza is going to be joining me up here broadcasting tonight's game. So, Tate, you got anything to say here tonight?
Well, to say Anthony found out late would be an understatement. He found out literally about 2 minutes ago that Clint wasn't going to be. I was standing here staring at Anthony wondering what we're going to do, and he's like, I'm waiting for Clint. I'm like, well, I am Clint tonight. So, as in true Clint fashion, not quite everybody knew.
Not quite everybody knew. We got a couple new faces up here on the cameras tonight. We got Kevin Wagner and my youngest, Connor Eford. So if you got any camera problems, don't bring them to me.
Sure. So I'm excited, Anthony. You know, I was thinking about that this week when Clint asked me to do this and fill in for him. You know, Booneville's one of those deals where they're the Bearcats, we're the Bearcats, and it's kind of like the Texas deal for Arkansas. It's a heck of a lot bigger game probably for us than it is for them. But, you know, that's one thing we always strive for. I know when I was playing was Booneville week, let's try and find a way to beat Booneville. Unfortunately, we never did it, so hopefully tonight we're able to find a way to beat these guys. And, you know, I don't know what the record is traditionally and things like that. I know Mena doesn't have many wins
against the Booneville Bearcats.
Booneville's got a heck of a lot against us. So, like I said, it's definitely kind of a Texas-Arkansas deal.
A little lopsided in that category, but
just a little.
Of course, last year, as with the team we had coming into the Bearcats, going into Booneville, we really felt pretty strong about what we had going in there and felt like we'd give them a shot. Mena came out a little bit flat. They jumped on us early and never let off the gas. Tonight, if we get in here and give them a little punch in the mouth early.
I think that's the key, Anthony. You know, Reed and I, you know, most people watching the broadcast will remember Reed. That's a big key, in my opinion, tonight. Is I wasn't saying who won the toss or not, but my opinion is take the ball, try and go score, because if you let that monster of Booneville get going downhill first possession, man, it could be a long night. It could be a real long night.
The big positive for me here tonight, Tate, is we don't have to listen to that dadgum cannon being fired off on every time they score.
Hopefully, we still ring the bell, don't we?
We do ring the bell, but it ain't near as loud as.
Well, at least it's something. We got to be ringing that thing tonight. You know, fortunately, Southside's gone to Cannon the last several years with the old Rebel tradition.
Right.
Man, they were wearing that thing out for a half, second half, they didn't get to use it very much.
So it looks like we're going to be kicking off to the Booneville Bearcats.
So that's like I was saying, I think this first drive is, man, it's critical. I'm not saying you got to go 3 and out, but maybe give up a first down or 2 and make them punt and get the ball.
The
goal is always don't let them score, but I think tonight that's even more critical on this first drive.
Well, and they've got to go into the strength of this offensive defense. They've got to go through this offensive line and defensive line. So defensive line's got to be strong, and linebackers cannot overstep with what Booneville wants to do. They try to do that misdirection.
This is a disciplined night. You got to play disciplined football and know your assignment for sure.
Don't try to do somebody else's job.
Yeah, but you can get lost with your eyes in the wrong spot in the backfield.
You had the onside kick there, Austin put, which was not a bad kick, but Booneville recovered. So defense is going to start out on the 45-yard line.
Always looking for that second bounce to be a big bounce. We didn't quite get it there.
Yeah, it went right to him. So
I like the attempt, though.
Booneville snapped the ball 1st and 10.
Sometimes you got to be the aggressor in a night like this.
Looks like we're going to line up in a little bit on almost a 5 front here defensively.
Now it's
you're gonna get a holding on the Booneville Bearcats right here. That's which is gonna mark them back. It's gonna be first and 10 here. It looks like, but defensive line held up pretty strong on that possession, Tate.
Yeah, honestly, it was a pretty good run by the quarterback, being patient, finding a hole and moving on down the line. And it's going to be a full night of that. I don't know if you're aware of the Ray boy there. He's on the verge of breaking his dad's career rushing record at Booneville. His dad actually played with my brother-in-law, Brad, when Booneville was winning a few state titles back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Gotcha.
He went by Gator Ray was daddy's name, but Brandon and I think Riley's the other boy's name. So 2 Rays, one's a sophomore, one's a senior being the quarterback there.
Booneville's lining up in their typical offense.
Oh, man.
And that's what you hope doesn't happen as the Mena Bearcats. You got just one decent block out there on the edge, and you're out of position.
Honestly, one block took care of 2 guys really there, and that's the speed of Booneville right there. That's one strength they've got is team speed right now. They're not overly big, so we did a pretty good job playing the quarterback there, but we did not do a good job attacking that block off the pitch man. And now we jumped off sides.
Give them an opportunity to inch it a little bit closer, makes that 2-point conversion just that much easier to convert.
I hadn't been up here in the last several years, Anthony, but it seems like more and more schools have gone away from kicking PATs.
You go and look through the state of Arkansas, and there's quite a few of them now. And
I guarantee
it's just so hard for, especially your smaller schools, to get that kicker that can be consistent. So.
Right. I mean, rarely do you find a 9th grader that can do it. We've got one at our place this year.
And that was a pretty easy walkthrough right there for that 2-point.
Full back up the gut, nothing to it. Pretty straightforward. Kind of crazy to see Booneville in the shotgun.
Yeah. It'll be the only time tonight probably you see it down there.
I guarantee you. I didn't even know they mixed that in. I didn't even know they knew what a shotgun was other than during dove season.
During dove season?
Yeah.
So now Mena's going to get their chance here to see what the offense can uncork. And but you sit there and look at the size of Booneville out there. Mena outsizes them, out physicals looks like. But they just run that offense to perfection.
Well, it's that old saying, Anthony. It's low man wins. And sometimes it's not about how big you are. It's being in the right spot at the right time and making the right block on the right angle. Anthony, that's the start we sure didn't need right there. So now you got to find a way to answer. Absolutely have to answer, or this thing can get going downhill real fast.
Kind of showed shades of what happened last year.
Pretty decent kick, not a bad little return.
Not a bad return. Blake Brown really got hit hard there.
That's one thing about it too, Anthony. I can remember back in the day, man, Booneville week, you're going to get popped. And you're going to get popped the entire game.
They're not going to let up at all.
No. Them and Broken Bow, of all places, man, when we play them, those guys would come to lay the wood on you.
I played Broken Bow every year when I was in high school, so that is a team that I know very well.
I guarantee you. Well, there's positive yardage off that little swing there, Anthony. So that's a good start. You always want to start ahead of the sticks. So
a good safe first down pass to Blake Brown out there in the flats, and picked up a good solid 3 yards, but stuck hard with the tackle.
I guarantee you a good solid form tackle. Not much doing there.
Like Austin was trying to do a little read option look there, and he pulled it. And
I think that was the right deal, but I don't know that either one of them was going to be a good choice, honestly. They read both of those good. Booneville did on defense. Man, was that picked off?
It was picked. It was picked, but he was out of bounds.
They gave it OB, but man, Anthony, that's going to be 3 and out first drive, and that's all right. We got a few adjustments on defense. It's just aggressive. That's all you got to do, man. You got to be aggressive on defense against this offense Booneville runs.
The defensive line didn't get pressure on us right there. I mean, they held them out, and
he had time to throw, hit the receiver in the hands. probably one that we wish we would have caught.
What a punt by Austin Rose right there.
As I might say to one of my brother-in-laws, let's not let that not be the highlight of the night. The punt, the good punt. Don't let the good punt be the highlight.
No, you don't want that to be the highlight, but maybe that doesn't just put them back here where they can run 75 yards off in one play.
And Anthony, you know as well as anybody, this is one of those deals tonight on defense where you absolutely cannot be on your heels.
You got to be attacking. You can't let them dictate. You got to go get him where he's going to be or where he is. A pretty solid defensive play right there, but I think you're going to have maybe motion in the backfield. It's going to push Booneville back again, but
off on the carry for the Booneville. Flag on the play, illegal shift.
Not very often you play Booneville and they get 2 procedural penalties to start with 2 drives in a row.
First 2 drives in a row, and
need to find a way to take advantage of that for sure. That's a good opportunity for the defense.
if you play good disciplined defense here as the Mena Bearcats, Booneville doesn't really want to be behind the sticks. They want to pick up 3 yards, 4 yards, and keep ahead of the sticks. And we've got them behind. We're going to jump off sides and give it right back to them.
You know, Anthony, you say 3. Even I can do that times 4 and figure that
I believe that was Jared Berger trying to get a little jump from his linebacker spot, trying to beat the count and get back in the backfield, but you just got to be a little bit more disciplined. But it is
I like
good
the idea, though. I mean, trying to stay aggressive and bring the pressure to him. There's a good tackle right there.
We really missed that senior linebacker last week in Hot Springs. It's a kid that's really gotten quite a bit quicker from last year to this year, trimmed down a little bit of his little baby fat, and he's really laying the wood here to the first 3 games of the year. And he was out last week because of a concussion, so it's good to see him back on the field this week.
Is that the Burger Boy?
That is the Burger Boy.
He's played really well. Honestly, linebackers as a whole have played really well this year.
See if we can get a second down stop right here for some lost yardage.
That's a good tackle right there for sure. Hard to see that far side.
Kept it contained so he didn't bounce it outside, turned it back in, and the linebacker, I believe that was a linebacker or 54, Jordan Roberts, that met him in the hole right there.
Roberts, that was a great play out of him right there. Stayed disciplined like we've been talking about and stuck him right in the gut where you're supposed to.
Tell you another linebacker that's back this week and you really missed him last week was Evan Graves, and you miss him on both sides of the ball because he's a pretty daggum good little running back when he gets his chances too.
And is that the tail end of the Graves?
That is the tail end of the Graves run.
Man, we've had a bunch of them. They've all been good, solid players.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards here. So what would it be right now to get a big defensive stop here?
Make them punt, get the ball back, go score. That's the idea right here.
So you got 9 minutes and 13 seconds here to go in the first quarter, and with that timeout, tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agents. For all of your insurance needs, coverage first for 106 years, I think what Clinton and I have come down to, maybe 107 years, but go see PT in the game and get your boat home and motorcycle, all your goodies all insured up.
Let Miss Deidre and Miss Freddie get you straightened out.
They might be able to do it.
I think so. They run that show pretty good. I'm with you, Anthony, man. This is a huge play right here for Mena to get some momentum going back our way.
If defense gets a stop right here, that gives the offense a little confidence that, hey, we can go out. They can get a stop. Let's go out and get a score to tie it up. So, big play defensively right here.
There it is.
They should mark him down a little short right there. He reached out after he was on the ground, but
I think Coach Crowley's going to have a decision on the Booneville side right there.
It's going to be 4th and short and less than a yard, and they will probably go for this.
I'd be shocked if they don't.
Yeah.
That's, Anthony, we had him tackled for probably about I don't know, would have left him about 2 yards short initially, and young man had a good drive. He's got the build for it for sure, that lower body strength. Big play here. And Ray's just able to sneak through that line a little bit right there.
Well, I tell you what, they got low, did their little normal chop block type stuff, and quarterback's slinky enough just to slide right through for a pretty good gain.
You know, it's one of those things. I think we did a pretty good job on the D-line right there. The problem is the quarterback did a better job scooting down the line of scrimmage and finding a hole to shoot through to go get those 3 or 4 yards needed for a first down.
So that's some really good beef on the Mena Bearcat front.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, Anthony. I mean, the D-lines appears to be doing their job for the most part. Now it comes down to the linebackers filling holes and popping those kids.
And one misstep out there on the outside.
There's a flag, though, so maybe that's going to bail us out and bring that thing back. Man, that's the thing right there I think that's going to surprising me seeing it in person, but I've heard about it, is Booneville's speed. A couple bad angles right there, and, man, that speed, you just don't think about it necessarily with this group of kids, and that young man right there just kind of ran away from 2 bad angles.
Just you had Bearcats in position to make that play and let them one juke to the inside,
sure.
And you step inside, and then he busted outside.
That's the crazy thing, Andy. I bet that kid doesn't go 135, 140 pounds.
No, be lucky to be 140. That's what I thought about him last year when we played him.
Yeah. That's what we've always kind of joked. It's like a bunch of little trips out there.
Yeah.
That little reverse out option.
Not a bad play right there.
We played a good. That's a dirty little play. Always has been. You practice against that thing all week, but until you see it in live game speed from these guys that run it since they were in the 3rd grade, it's a little different speed when you see it that way.
But they've been doing it ever since 2nd and 3rd grade.
Man, they've been running the same playbook since they came out of the womb. Kind of crazy to see Booneville with 2 receivers.
I was sitting there looking at the same thing.
They've been in it several times so far. Good tackle.
Great play.
Great tackle out of the corner.
I believe that was Michael Escobar, number 4, a senior corner that hadn't played a whole lot until this senior year, gets the opportunity, and he's shown a little quickness and showed a little heart and fire right there to make that open field tackle for a loss.
Man, Anthony knew those as well as anybody with kids. You know, you just got to keep these kids in programs, because when he does get to be a senior, he may feel out to be something that's something of value to you in your program. That was a great play out there on that side. You're going to see it pass. Nope.
You had
We had good coverage.
Your safety stopped going attacking the quarterback because he was scared of the pass, but he wasn't going to throw the football. He's running the daggone ball.
Yeah, I don't even know that there's necessarily even a receiver on this side of the field. Maybe a tight end slipped out.
You had the receiver out here, but he was covered up by 2 guys. And
man, that's just a play where you're kind of unfortunate. Everybody basically did their job. Quarterback just took advantage of a big wide open side of the field. This is the time of the – you can tell this is early in the year when you get some of these early flags like this.
Coach Bentley is giving the referee plenty over here, but it must be calling a sideline violation.
And in the first quarter, what'd Craig do to these guys? That's one. That dude's been sleeping on that ultimatum for a while. Fullback.
There again, he just falls right over his tackle and picks up 4 yards.
3-4 yards. I know that's exactly what you were saying. And that's the key to the Booneville offense is just positive. It's 3, 4, 5, and then they'll bust you for that big one for 30 or 40 for a touchdown sometimes.
Because you misstep one place.
Yeah. You get to try and overplaying things, and all of a sudden they go by you. You know, that's a play right there, Anthony, in my opinion. That gives you confidence. I mean, I know the kid gained 2 or 3 yards. He gained about 3 yards again on you, but everybody played that pretty well.
You had it played and really hit him right there in the hole, right at the line of scrimmage, but he was still able to fight forward for that.
But in my opinion, you've got to do that on a few of those early downs so you create third downs, and all of a sudden maybe give yourself a chance for them to have a negative play.
Have a negative play, have a turnover.
Exactly.
I mean, you go and look at it, whether it's pee-wee, high school,
the
college.
The more times you snap it, the more chances you got to screw something up.
If you're having to go down the field in a sustained drive, your chances of messing something up are pretty great.
Just a straightforward pitch and go.
Rocky Ross on the carry for Booneville.
Again, I
played pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was about to say. I think you just have to find a way to make a few special tackles, make tackles that are for no gain or a loss, and it's all about aggressiveness right here. D-line, in my opinion, is doing a pretty good job holding where they're supposed to be. It's just these corners and linebackers have got to fly around kind of like with their hair on fire a little bit.
And that was a pretty good play
that's
right
pretty good
there.
Play. Anytime you tackle Booneville for a 2-yard gain by the sideline, you've done your job. You've stretched them out as far as you can, and anytime you keep them from getting vertical, north and south, I think that's a win right there for sure.
Gave him a little better spot than that, though.
Yeah.
Gave him almost 5 yards there.
Well, Craig has really gotten after this crew at some point.
Yeah, safeties and linebackers have got to step up.
That's a big old boy running a football that's strong. Berger's in the right spot. He was the low man. He just 35, or is that 33? He's a strong young man.
He's got a good lower unit on him, and he ain't going to go down fast.
No.
Chug them legs, and
that is the absolute perfect build for the fullback in this offense. Pretty good play. Another good play out of the corner on that far side.
You don't want to see one go down and be hurt, but that quarterback for Booneville is down right now.
Kind of got popped right there about the kneecap area, and one thing I know about a Booneville Bearcat team is if there's a kid laying on the ground, there's probably something not good on that. Those are tough young men.
So with that little pause in the action, tonight's game being brought to you by State Representative John Maddox. Clint, I almost read the card again if you're out there listening, but but John did provide that, and he does so much for the Polk County, Scott County, Montgomery County, and keeping everything rocking and rolling. So.
Yeah, I think we're fortunate to have old John representing us for sure.
He's taken down from the 4-yard line.
Got 3:03 here to go in the first quarter, and Bearcats are down 8-0 at this point. We need a big stand here by the defense to keep the Bearcats out.
Got to find a way to get low and get back there and get a little penetration and disrupt this offense.
Have a little heart.
There we go. We stood him up, did our job. That's a good job.
They're going to pick up the first down on that, but there again is another one that you're making them have plays, making them have to snap the ball and put the ball in play, and eventually what's going to beat this team is a turnover on a pitch or something like that where we get a sudden change of deals. So.
I noticed 3 starting Q's back out there again, so he just came off, just got a little shook up on one play, but he's back out there. And he's going to take it right. He's immediately an impact.
I don't think he even got touched until he hit the end zone right there. But he just kind of works down the line until he gets that little crease that he wants to hit, and there he goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, again, Anthony, it's straightforward football. I mean, you know what they're going to do. There's no surprise to it at all.
I had a coach like that in college that the teams knew what we were going to do.
There's a bad snap right there. And that's what I mean when you got to play first and second down pretty good and give yourself a chance third and fourth where, man, at the end of the day, Anthony, they're high school kids, and mistakes are going to happen.
Mistakes will
just
happen.
have to create as many opportunities for yourself as you can. And you can't let them pop those big runs that you'll eliminate them having to run 4 or 5 or 6 more plays.
Just too bad that didn't happen before they got in the end
Yeah, it would
zone.
have been a little nicer about it, the 35 or 40 right there.
But with the inability to get the 2-point conversion, that brings the tonight's score to 14-0 Booneville Bearcats.
The wrong Bearcat.
The wrong Bearcat.
Number 9, Pablo Ferrer will kick off for
So
Booneville.
we're going to set Blake Brown and Caleb Peters back deep. So maybe we can pick up a few blocks and set this offense up for success here with the good field position.
You know, from what I have seen the last couple of years, Anthony, I know we went 3 and out and hadn't had many chances on offense yet, but probably a good time to get Peters involved in the offense, and he seems like a guy that's pretty good, does a good job at getting you a big play when you kind of need a little positivity.
The thing that he brings to the table is there's not no quitting that boy.
No, he's what you think of when you think of just a Mena, hard-nosed, kind of tough kid.
Doug Brown returns the ball.
Kind of that brings your lunch pail to work every day kind of guy.
He kind of looks like one of them Booneville Bearcats.
He does.
He ain't
plays
gonna.
that
He's
way.
not gonna impress you by his size and stature, but he definitely brings it when it comes to the field.
And nobody's ever going to leave a game that kid was in and say, man, he didn't play hard tonight.
Nope.
No, he plays hard every time he gets a chance.
So we're gonna line up
Something positive right here is what we need.
2 stacked receivers, one at the top and one at the bottom of the field here. See if we can start connecting a little bit on this pass game.
Delay.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be against Booneville.
It's going to be encroachment.
Okay.
Yep.
Man, I don't know that Booneville's ever had 4 penalties in a game hardly,
And
much less a quarter.
And we're still in the first quarter. Their coach isn't going to be happy about that, I can guarantee you.
No, and I know Doc fairly decent. He actually went to Charleston the same time my brother-in-law was at Booneville, and we played a little golf with those guys. And Doc's a fiery guy, no doubt about it. There's a screen. Oh, and the ball came out. There is laundry if it doesn't come out of the pile up in our hands.
You know what?
Not a bad call.
The screen was kind of set up pretty well, but we just turned the guy loose that made the play right there and knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, I mean, he caught it, and Booneville did a really good job. As soon as he caught it, they put their hat on the ball and popped that thing out of there. I hope this flag, something's going to help us out and give us the ball back.
Maybe it's a face mask on Booneville.
Something. Anything, honestly. Anything on Booneville would be good.
But I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's not acting too excited about it. No.
The other player downfield with the penalty is declined.
Now's the time, Anthony, you really got to knuckle up and find a way to get the ball back.
At the 45.
You know, you just got to man up right here and say, hey, let's go. You saw that they can have a turnover with the center exchange. So let's get out here and hit them in the mouth and make them cause it again.
Just got to be aggressive. The double pass. Oh, we got a gift. You know, it's one of those things, you stand up here, 60 feet in the air and 75 yards away from the football, and you can see it coming like everybody should. You don't think about it on ground level, it's not as easy to see that thing unfold.
You saw that little swing pass and the running back give ground to try to draw you in.
The running back was catching the ball like he's taking a snap from the center. He was getting ready to throw that thing behind the laces as soon as it was coming this way.
And still hit the kid in stride.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of got a gift there. The kid dropped it. Hit him in the wrong spot.
Big fullback right there, just
Straight up the middle.
straight up the middle. We had a man right there, and he just, instead of, he went up the field instead of crashing in on the ball.
Yeah. And it's just, man, it's straightforward. Anthony will turn around, hand it to me, going straight off the center.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 right here. Ball's on the 31-yard line. Minute 40 to go here in the first quarter. Booneville threatening again, so maybe we can get a stop. Quarterback,
Man, that is an impressive little run.
just bobbing and
He
weaving.
dips that shoulder in 2 or 3 times, give a little, like a deke move, like he's going inside. He bobs it back outside. I mean, that's pretty good right there. As I would say to Reed, he was kind of whooping and whomping through there.
Whomping and whomping. That set them up 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line.
Booneville fullback reminds me of a Peyton Hillis looking kind of kid. That's exactly what he looks
He
like.
does look like a Peyton Hillis.
Wonder if he pulls his truck up and down a hill for off-season workout.
Probably not. Booneville's gonna call a timeout here, so tonight's game's gonna be brought to you in part by our friends at Nidec. Nidec, all for dreams. Well, you can't say enough what they do here for Mena Public Schools, for Polk County, for everybody in.
Big supporter of the community, no doubt about it. Been here a long time, since the 80s or late 70s or something. They employ a lot of folks, too.
I would say it's the biggest employer in Polk County, probably.
Probably outside the hospital, I would
Yep.
assume, yeah. So, just got a little intel. 33 is the other Ray boy. He is a sophomore, Anthony.
big fullback?
I thought that's who that was. So the Q, number 3, is the Ray boy that's the senior, looking to break his dad's rushing record. And then the sophomore is 33 right there in the fullback spot. That's a heck of a good-looking sophomore, if you ask me.
Yeah.
There's a good play. Come clean him up.
Great play right there by your safety, Cody Bowmeyer.
Caleb Peters on the initial contact for the Bearcats.
Caleb Peters and Cody really did a good job right there. And then
Great job.
the rest of the Bearcats came and finished it off.
That's one of those kid gets stood up like that, and you're just licking your chops. You get a chance to take a fair shot at somebody.
And their clock's running down here. You got about 16 seconds to go
They're
here
gonna
in the
have to
first
snap
quarter.
it. Fullback, good tackle. That's a good play.
That is a great play.
I know some people are going to think we're crazy that he's gained 2-3 yards on us again, but man, that's a good play against that offense.
That brings up 3rd and 9.
That's a 3rd and 9 you can live with.
That's a 3rd and 9 that puts them out of what they want to be.
Now the only problem here is they're going to have 2 plays trying to get that first down, because you know good and well they're not kicking a field goal.
They're not going to.
They hadn't kicked PAT yet. They're not going to kick a field goal either.
Well, with the change in action, the end of the quarter, tonight's game is being brought to you by the University of Arkansas Rich Mountain, with 6 locations to serve you the best. And you know, there's a lot going on out there at the college, and I don't see the college president over here tonight doing the radio broadcast, but
Him and Clint must be hanging out.
they must be
somewhere.
hanging out somewhere
Think they're
tonight.
down on Dixon, I guess, or
Yeah.
Clint said something about he had dad duties for Dad's Day for the sororities, so he's got a full weekend, I'm sure.
Poor thing.
I bet you he's going to have to take a couple selfies. I bet Clint loves a selfie.
Well, we'll bring 2 more here to you. Tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Shelter Insurance Agent Talissa Montgomery. Shelter Insurance. Let us shelter you from the storm. So Talissa's probably sitting there sheltering the girls from the storm of Clint tonight.
I don't know. I think I love Old Clint, but I bet you it's a big game. I bet you they're kind of telling him where he's going. He's buying dinner somewhere.
He's dealing with the storm.
Also, the Bearcat football program would like to thank Smith Pallet for providing the side-by-side UTV for this.
So it's a big third down right
It's
here.
huge. He's going to be short of the first down, I think, Anthony, but not by much.
Boy, you had Bearcats out there, and they just
on the tackle for the Bearcats.
They
By the
played
way,
it well,
they
but it's just
didn't
again,
have that
just
safety
a little
help.
bit more aggressive.
Yeah,
a
didn't-
little bit more is all we got to have.
They actually marked that down a little bit shorter than I thought they did.
Fourth
So
down and
That is
3
a
yards.
favorable red and black spot.
now you got to go attack right here. You cannot give up a first down.
This is one of those where you just tell the Felix kid, go and eliminate the quarterback, and somebody else go find the ball. It's a busted play.
And they got a great stop right there. And I believe that was
Stop by the Bearcats. It'll be turnover on down.
I
Jordan
didn't
Roberts.
see it. Here we go.
I believe Jordan
Michael
Roberts
Escobar
whipped his man at the line of
looking
scrimmage.
at
I think the
Tracy
quarterback
Tuck on the
turned
tackle.
and went the wrong way initially.
I think it was a
Touchdown,
busted play. I
Bearcats.
think that he reversed out the wrong direction. At least it appeared that way to me. Again, this offense, there's a lot of misdirection in it, but that looked like a misdirection,
That
like
went
a
wrong.
mistake that was made to me. And you know what? At the end of the day, we played it well, but at the end of the day, I'll take a mistake here and there if it helps to get a little positive momentum going our way.
You got to take advantage of those mistakes they give you.
I'd almost expect to see us take a shot right here, so if we can't get lucky with one. There it comes. There it goes. It was there, Anthony. If that ball's one click further,
Pass is broken up.
I'm not going to say he's going the distance, but he's got about a 35, 40-yard pickup right there.
I'll tell you that exact play last year. Gavin ran it so well. He got out in the open field and almost slowed down to let the defender hit him, and then would go burst off of that to go make the play.
Kind of slow playing.
Exactly.
Little bumper boat action.
And if Caleb had just backed off just a hair,
Yeah.
it'd have hit him in stride.
Yeah, because Austin threw a great ball. The ball's where it's supposed to be. I mean, it's where, it was going to hit him straight in the hands. Unfortunately, just hit the Booneville kid's helmet before it got to his hands. It was not an underthrown ball, though. That's a good play, good pitch and catch. That's a deal where that's a little bit of the difference this year that we have with Austin. He's able to extend the play with his legs, keep those eyes open downfield, and finds the big day kid streaking down the sideline.
They had a little pressure coming up the middle, and I really thought Austin should have ran with it until he released it.
I
was
agree
like,
with you. I kind of thought the same thing, but you know what? He made us both look wrong.
so that's going to bring up first down. Ball's on the 56 or
Anthony,
46-yard line.
That's a pretty impressive throw running into your arm. That was a pretty good rope. Air-mailed a little receiver tunnel screen there.
Just-
Pass is incomplete.
just got a little too much on that. He was amped up from the last
He was.
completion.
That's one of those you set those feet and drive that thing through his chest, and all of a sudden we're going upfield for you miss a block or somebody misses a block there, and all of a sudden you got a chance to go for a little ways.
First 2 weeks of the year, Tate, Austin was completing his balls at almost like a 71% completion ratio. And
that helps you win those first two games like you did.
Averaging 270 yards in those 2 games
That's
through the air.
impressive. He can throw it. There ain't any doubt about it. He's got a good bloodline in him, though. That's a good pitch and catch there.
You got a little Travis Grailkill coming up with a big catch across the middle for a first down.
Man, that's a deal there, Anthony, where Travis runs that deep dig about 15, 20 yards down the field, and he breaks it off to the middle of the field, and he's wide open. Austin did a great job, though, putting the ball on him. You know what I mean? Put it on a rope, put it on a line.
But the time that he had back in the pocket with no pressure,
Exactly.
offensive line, you just can't say enough for what they did right there to give him the time to be able to do that.
And honestly, that's a little bit of the give and take in this game. Our offensive line is bigger than them, so offensive line, we should be able to block and protect and give Austin time. The issue is we're bigger on our D-line than they are on their offensive line. What I was going to say on the other side, Anthony, is yes, you're bigger on the D-line than they are their offensive line, but that's a technique-driven deal. Sometimes your size doesn't necessarily help you. Here is where it could be the advantage. When we have the ball, we've got to use our size to our advantage and block well for Austin all night long. We're going to have to score some points tonight to keep in this ball game.
Got a little pressure on him right there, still delivered a strike down on the field, and that's one Trey's got to be a little bit more aggressive on going to attack that ball because he's given up. He's a 6'5" kid out there on a kid that's probably 5'6", 5'8" out there.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job coming back to it, but it was kind of a late reaction. That's interference.
Ooh. Boy, Austin hit.
Man, I was going to say, Craig needs to get that one. That was, I really think that was interference, Anthony. I know we're homers, but man, he's holding the kid the whole time on his break on that post pattern in the middle of the field, and we still almost got lucky and had a chance to catch it for a touchdown.
It hit him in the hands 3 different times and just couldn't haul it in, but it was definitely a pass interference. And Craig,
Coach Bentley, I don't blame him one bit there. Those guys have kind of been a little bit on his case a little bit the whole first quarter, and now all of a sudden they blow another call, and Craig let him hear about it. But I don't have any problem with that going to battle for your kids because, man, that was interference. It wasn't like some crazy, obvious, blatant deal, but it was obvious enough they should have been able to see that.
So we'll.
25. Third down.
This is going to bring up third down and about 25, 26 yards to go. What play does he call? Can we hold him out long enough to complete something down here?
Almost time for a little screen, see if you can't cut some of this in half. There it is, receiver screens, a double pass.
And they were sitting on that.
Yeah, they didn't bite on anything there. Make a tackle. And, man, Anthony, that's a deal where you go to the well trying to hope for a big one, and Booneville, the problem with playing Booneville is they're a disciplined football team. They're not going to make the boneheaded mistake you need sometimes to get some of those big plays. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to stay home. They're going to stay with the receivers. And but, you know, coming off of a big penalty right there, we had to try and get something.
You know, it really – with that, if Trey just gets a little bit of air on that throw, doesn't try to throw a dart, he may actually have a chance to run underneath it, but he was able to cut it off.
That's a deal. That's a hard decision to put on a receiver. You know, finesse on a ball and then, hey, throw it or not throw it. It's like, man, I get a chance to throw the football, I'm going to throw this thing.
Yeah, overlook the flag on the play. So now they did back them up, so they're going to start this 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line.
You know, though, Anthony, you want to finish drives and touchdowns, but that was a positive drive. We threw the ball well, had a couple good pitches and catches, and there's some positivity there. We got to stop them again here, though, and not let them score. That's a good tackle.
And that's a good play right there.
That's a good deal where you got a combo where you got the D lineman and the linebacker filling the hole. That's a good play out of us, I think.
Had to bring down that big running back, that big fullback right there, which runs tough. So you got 9:44 to go here in the second quarter. Booneville still leading 14-0, but Mena Bearcats are showing a little bit of life here. Got to stop, and had some positive offensive plays.
This is a big down here, maybe to make it 3rd and long versus 3rd and short.
Get a good negative play right here on this.
Exactly.
On this second
at least hold them where they're at. Bring up 3rd and short, exactly what Booneville's trying to do.
He falls in there. Looks like we got him stood up a little bit at the line of scrimmage. And
man, it's no mistake the kid's going for a rushing title at the school because he does a good job of just being patient and finding a hole.
I can't tell who is down on the defense for the Bearcats right now.
Looked like somebody got rolled up on a little bit.
It's Evan Graves, number 8. So maybe got a little ankle roll right here, so get him up, get him taped up, get him back on the field and ready to rock and roll. But tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Baywash Car Wash here in Mena. At Baywash, we take pride in your ride.
So let old Clint and Jeff get you cleaned up. Get your car looking good before you go out on a night on the town.
I guess you can get your car washed and throw some stuff in the U-Locket too over there. So
get you a little insurance while you're there from Miss Delissa. I can do it. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete Ford lineup, see Mena Ford on Highway 71 north in Mena. You weren't want to do a little personal plug there, I guess?
Well, maybe here in the next 30, 45 days we'll actually start getting some of these
I guarantee you, I was going to tell everybody, if you're at one inkling looking for a rig, go see old Anthony, man. Those guys could really use it right now.
Good defensive stop right
It
there.
is.
It's going to bring up
about 4th and 1.
It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Got some pressure up the middle.
Got a pretty good spot, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up a 4th and a long one, I'd call it. Hell, it's a 1. But honestly, that's all you can ask for. If you give Booneville 3 plays, they get 9 yards. We'll take our chances on 4th down to get an opportunity to stop these guys.
Because they're sitting there fighting, going, hey, I've got to do something here. So maybe they screw something up. Oh!
We played it pretty well, but the problem is they needed 1 and they got 3.
Needed 1 and got 3. Going to bring up 1st down and 10 on the 48-yard line. So keep fighting, Mena, and
I guarantee you,
showing signs of positive defensive and offensive plays. So keep working at it.
I totally agree. The problem when you play Booneville, though, too, is, man, they run, and the clock just goes and goes and goes. Physical kid.
Met him at the line of scrimmage with the linebacker feeling, and he falls forward for 6 yards.
If he just keeps those legs going, I mean, kid's 15, 16 years old. I hate to say it, I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to be like in another year or two. That's an impressive sophomore for sure.
That linebacker feeling the hole on him right there. He's having to come off and seek a little bit of attention, but maybe got his bell rung and won't be feeling that hole very much.
Pretty good play there.
You're only going to give up about a yard and a half right there on that. And
bring up a 3rd down. Again, just got to keep giving yourselves opportunities to keep playing defense. Don't give up the big one. Don't miss a tackle and give up a 42-yard touchdown right here. You got to find a way to tackle them behind the sticks and give yourself a chance on 4th down to stop these guys. Because they're not punting from here. They got 2 chances to get these 3 yards.
Although that fullback, 34, that came in for 33 is not a he's not a bad-looking kid either, but he's not.
They fake the dive, and the quarterback just takes it right off of it and goes for about 9 or 10 right there, picks up the 1st down on us.
But still made the tackle and still making them have to earn it down the field.
It's a good job out of the D-line, though, pursuing the ball on the backside right there.
Yeah, that was a defensive end that ended up coming back and making that play from the backside. So,
man.
And just when I said 34 didn't look quite as physical, he ran over 1 right there, didn't he?
He ran over 1 and carried about 8.
Jackson Goff with the carry for Booneville. Your 1st down.
Defensive end comes off, forces the pitch just like he's supposed to. Just didn't have the safety help to come up and finish that off.
That's a deal where the first guy stands him up. Somebody's got to be coming in low and getting them legs. But big, opportunity right here. We've got to find a way to stop them. Be aggressive. Nice luxury to have to be able to ring 34 in the game behind 33, isn't it?
Just keep, he picks him up 3 more yards right there. Just that little head fake and the threat of turning it back in.
He gives that little bob with that shoulder, and it just what you just said exactly, Anthony. Buys him a little time and 2 or 3 more yards. Instead of that being a 2-3 yard pickup, all of a sudden he picks up 7. The whole time I'm watching that play, I'm like, man, we're doing a good job stringing him out. And he bobs that shoulder and picks up those extra yards.
gonna be.
That's the play right there they were trying to run when they had the busted play on the goal line.
And
Ball start.
they had the extra motion right there, which cost them.
Moves the ball back to the
Because if they
19-yard
had thrown
line.
it out there, it's going to be an easy walk-in touchdown because we weren't ready for it.
Booneville throws it about 5 times a game, but you better be ready for those 5 times. I don't even know if they throw it 5 times.
They've attempted 3 here on the first half,
so.
which is not their norm.
That's the thing. You got to take advantage of some of that kind of stuff. You're forcing them to throw, and they've got 5-6 penalties this half.
Gonna bring that ball's coming back.
Flag, isn't it?
Yep, it's a hold. Number 58 right there.
I'm going to say that's what sprung that play.
Maxon Golf with the carry.
There's not too many times this year that Logan Yang's going to get yanked to the ground.
No.
They're not a soul of probably any classification that's going to out-physical him.
Yeah, that's one of those. Everybody here knows that. When you look at the ref, you're like, hey, man, if that guy gets pulled down like that, something's wrong.
It may be the strongest man in the state of Arkansas.
They're going to get him for chop.
Top block on Booneville.
Got him for the old chop block, and that's the thing there.
That's a 15-yard
Man, that could
penalty.
be dangerous for some of those guys.
Yes.
They get an extended
Places
knee.
the ball at the 34-yard line.
That's, Anthony, that's a big opportunity right here. We've got to take advantage of this negative penalty they've got. All of a sudden, they're 25 yards, behind the stick.
Because they don't like to throw the ball. This is what defensively we want to do.
Yes,
Put them in
exactly.
negative field position.
It's an old school remedial way of looking at football, but it's the truth. Get them behind the sticks. Get them off schedule. Do those kind of things to them. There's your throw.
And he's wide open.
There's that guy.
Okay.
There's that guy. It was Peters
That
came
was-
over the top. He had a beat on it. didn't
Peter
he?
doing the Peter shuffle.
Wasn't that Peters?
That was Caleb. He came across, hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands right there. But
Well, I'll give him a little bit of a break. The kid from Booneville did a good job going and playing defender on that one. Once he realized that Peters had the beat on the ball, not him. Peters was licking his chops right there, though. He could see that thing coming from a mile away. Now you got 3rd and long, though, and you're going to force them to probably have to throw it again.
got 5:46 here to go in the second quarter.
They're going to run the option off of it.
Thank God for his own receiver right there,
Yeah,
because
he
he made
out in the way.
his receiver knocked him to the ground. So
Good job being aggressive there. It
Was
was
Peters on the tackle.
they
for
ran
the
that
Bearcats.
option at the big side of the field, had plenty of green grass to go over there, and that's one of those you kind of slow play that a little bit and just give them a little bit and play safe on defense right there.
don't mind giving up a few yards.
Not when they got 23 to go.
right. Still got 4th down right here in 15, 16 yards. So big play here again for the Mena
Absolutely, you
Bearcats.
can't give up a first down here. That's a good defensive play. That's exactly textbook right there.
In
He
position.
runs, finds a
Pass
spot,
complete.
turns and finds the ball.
Bearcats take
And,
over on down.
I don't know if the throw was going to be in
First
bounds,
down.
honestly, but we did a really good job defending that. Who was that on that far side corner?
That was Blake Brown.
I'm going to really abuse you tonight on that deal. I don't have
Bearcats
the
take
names.
over
I
on the
apologize,
27-yard
everybody.
line.
I'm
First
not
and
up to
10.
date on the name deal.
It doesn't matter. Me and Clint just kind of go for the seat of our pants anyway.
Wait for Coach Hobson to yell it real loud over the PA.
So with that defensive stand, tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Union Bank of Mena, Mena's only locally owned bank, hometown banking at its best. The gang down there at Union are
Go see
definitely
Kevin in the gang.
Kevin and the gang, and they'll be waiting for you, wanting to give you some money on this.
They will definitely loan you the money.
So offensively, we showed a little. Are they going to call delay a game, maybe?
Ooh, can't have that out of a change of possession.
Change of possession. You got to get the play called in so
Delay
we can
the
get
game
it
on the
going.
Bearcats.
That's one of those
5-yard
mortal
penalty.
sins you can't commit.
1st and 15.
But I'm with you, Anthony. The last drive, we looked good. throwing the ball, so I look for us to do that here. You got 5 minutes. We've got to go find a way to score.
We looks like we ought to be able to stress the backside of their defense.
He's open.
You got to call the pass interference that yanked his jersey around right there on Blake Brown, too.
Yeah, and Coach Bentley, he's gotten one, so he's got to be careful all of a sudden tonight.
He's up second 15.
That's where you got to give free reign maybe to somebody else. Hey, Coach Sandifer, go get them.
Yeah, and Sandy's not scared to get out there and mix it up with them either. So,
well, you can't be. I mean, that's one of these. When you're building programs and things like that, you got to defend the kids. Tonight, we're also being sponsored by Gentry Chevrolet, wishing the Mena Bearcats a healthy and winning season. Come see us in DeQueen for all your Chevy needs. Pickup and delivery is also available to the Mena area. Go see Mr. Bud Gentry and the crew. I think his boy Trey's down there with him too.
Trey, and then got old Paul Horn that's from here in the Mena area that's helping them out down there. So
Bud and them been doing that a long time. You got some kinfolk down there.
I got a little kinfolk down there too. So we'll bring one more to you. Smith Pallet, founded in 1949, and has been serving customers throughout the South and Central U.S. for over 50 years. Produces quality hardwood, softwood, and plywood pallets. Smith Pallet has loading facilities and customer pickup, and also offers delivery service via our company trucks.
My wife will say I probably wrote that ad because that's the longest-winded ad we've had so far. She is always on me to be quiet. And, here we go. We have the Smith Pallet ad, and it's the only 4-sentence ad we've had.
No, we got one coming up.
Well, here we go, Anthony. There's a good throw. That's a big league throw right there.
Keep going, Blake.
I'm serious, Anthony. That's from the far hash to the other sideline, to the other boundary. That's a big-time throw right there.
Blake caught the ball right there at the sideline. Guy on him, and he's still fighting forward. Almost enough to dive forward for the first down, but it's going to bring up from.
I thought he at least got out of bounds, but they wound the clock still. I guess he fell down inbounds, really.
Third down and a little less than 1 yard right here, so.
We need a little urgency. I know it sounds a little crazy. There's 4 minutes left in the half, but, man, you got to find a way to get a chance to maybe tie this game up before half. It's a good play. Go get the first down.
Felix on the carry for the Bearcats.
Jaden Felix, he's not going to be stopped for less than a yard gain right there. So they just powered up and said, come stop me and get this yard, and they couldn't.
I just love seeing him in that 33. That's a linebacker number at Mena for a lot of years back to the Nick Pate days.
Oh, Nicky Pate.
He wore it well, and he did a lot of things for us back in the day. That's one of those. The middleman was actually the guy to probably throw it to there. But again, Anthony, it's easy for me and you to see that up here. Honestly, not a bad throw, but you just hope maybe we get a chance to go battle and try and catch that one over those guys.
Hey, what's scaring me is just these tip balls that are staying tipped in the air, giving Booneville a chance to go intercept them.
Yeah, a pick is definitely not what we need. Honestly, that's the best defensive job Booneville's done tonight, defending the pass. We've had open receivers pretty much every time we've tried to throw the ball.
Austin had a little bit of a little pressure, which rushed him out of the pocket on that throw right there. So see if we can get that deep offensive line to hold up again.
We'll have a timeout.
Coach Dover's over there saying, guys, y'all got to know the play. Get ready, get set.
He's wearing somebody out. And as soon as the young man hears it, he's like, man, I knew what I should have done.
Austin tried to quarterback for him. Well, with that timeout right here, we'll bring another one to you. Don's Easy Pay, family-owned business for 38 years. They offer rental, rent-to-own, 120 days, same as cash. They carry all major brands of furniture, appliances, electronics, and are a self-serving dealer and do all the appliance work. Come to one of our 6 stores that serve 13 counties and look for their new store in Booneville, which is there and open and going.
Wow.
And I'm sure these Booneville Bearcats are taking advantage of
Calvin
helping
and
support
Brandon,
our Mena boys.
taking care of all the Bearcats.
Yeah. Mena, Broken Bow, D
Ida
Queen,
Bell, I
Ida
think.
Bell, Waldron, and now in Booneville. Man, that linebacker right there was just sitting there and wait. He saw the guys turn loose, and he just sat on Jaden and didn't give him anything.
Third down for the Bearcats.
Seen that play once. It should have gone for some yards earlier, and he didn't make the mistake the second time.
He didn't bite on it twice. Well, here's the thing here, Anthony. I mean, you just got to find a way to be positive on third. I guess you might punt if you don't get many yards, obviously, to try and hold them to no points before half. But
Flag on the play.
Going to be a
Offsides, Booneville.
offside
make
on
it a
Google.
little easier for you.
Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Bearcats.
That's going to. Well, we've said it a lot tonight. Booneville has just been.
They've made mistakes.
They're giving you opportunities. I said it last week with Hot Springs. Hot Springs tried to keep us in the ball game with penalties, and we just did not take advantage of it. And
I'd say that's the difference in the second quarter right now, with the game still being 14-0. Really. Now you're going to get another one. Or are we moving?
we moved, but I think it was because of the defense.
We're going to get a first down
Flag
on
on the play
offsides.
here.
I think we're going to get a first down on offsides right here.
Nope. Gave it right back. I thought it looked like we bobbed our heads. But I was with you. I was hoping we were going to get lucky and get another 5 and kind of steal a first down there.
And if I hadn't said it here in the last little bit, there's 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Mena Bearcats have had a little bit of life defensively, got 2 straight stops.
I'd say offensive we have too. We just had the bad negative play and then a penalty on top of it down on the far end of the field there. Just need positive right here. He's wide open. He was wide open. Austin did a great job stepping up in the pocket and unloading the deep ball right there and put it on the line and put it on his hands.
It was going to be an easy walk-in for Blake Brown right there, and that's been a kid that's made some big catches here through the first part of the season. It's not one that he drops very many times.
You're not going to see him drop it much, that's for sure. Like I said, Austin did a great job stepping up in the pocket and being aggressive and hitting that throw straight down the middle of the field that, like Anthony said, was more than likely going to be 6.
So now we're going to punt.
I think that's what you have to do here and hope you keep playing good defense, especially because Austin does a good job kicking the ball. And that did not take a friendly roll.
Just didn't take a friendly roll for us, but they're still going to make them go 70 yards to do anything. So 2 minutes and 31 seconds here to go in the second quarter, in the half.
Just got to find a way to stop them and get the ball, maybe get lucky, go score. But at minimum you want to be 14-0 going into half right here.
Defense is keeping us in after they gave up the two big.
I totally agree.
Gave up the 2 big plays to start the game with on back-to-back drives, and we've been able to get some stops and defensively. And the offense is slowly, so maybe they go in at halftime and Dover and Craig get on them a little bit and say, hey, this is where we can attack better.
It looks like to me, Anthony, we can throw the ball, but you can't have that right there. First down and they pick up 30. Now you have to find a way to bear down Anthony and hold him right there.
Got to. There's no other way around it.
Because I'm with you, what you were just saying. I think we've got positives going into the locker room at the moment before that play because I feel like we can keep throwing the ball against these guys.
The pass game's there, and we just had a couple drops that we got to clean up at halftime, but we don't need to go down 3 scores right here.
No, that makes it a long night. That's okay. Well, Man, that's a deal there. Same thing we've seen a couple times out of 33. The Ray boy, he gets about a 7-yard gain, which hurts, but then he finds a way to spin and keep moving them legs for another 4 or 5 to get a 12-yard gain.
I couldn't tell who that was. Maybe it was Berger that met him in the hole, and then he just runs right through him for a 10-yard gain.
That's a good play. Penetration out of the D-line on that right side. Was that?
Yang got the big penetration, was through.
And that blew that whole process up for Booneville. That was a great play out of the D-lineman there. And that's what it takes. You got to find a way to screw all that up in the middle there.
Wasn't quite sure who actually made the tackle, but Yang's the one that was through that caused all the confusion.
Here you go. You got a chance. You got them kind of behind the sticks right here.
And I was going to say, if he doesn't call the hold on that, I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, come on, guys.
He's basically undressing the guy that he's blocking here. I mean, that was bad enough hold. I'm pretty sure he knows what laundry detergent we're all using in the field house.
It was pretty bad. But they're going to pick up the first down.
Yeah.
I think they pick up the first down there, don't? Because he crossed the line of scrimmage. Maybe not.
I'd almost think it's a spot foul, but if it comes back inside the sticks, I think it's just
okay.
Lord, that'd be one I'd have to ask Reed and Brad.
We got 52 seconds to go here.
You got to make a tackle right there. Good
yes,
job.
Sir.
Heck yes.
Junior Colby Davis right there.
That's a dang good play.
Huge play coming off the block. And that's the play that's killed us. For
Booneville calls timeout, and we're home field advantage them a little bit and got the clock running still. Lose the clock, man. Cox.
Aaron?
Good job, Aaron. I didn't see him call timeout.
Run a couple others.
Yeah.
But that brings 37 seconds to go here in the half. And
I'm telling you, Anthony, if we can just find a way to get in that locker room 14-0, I know that sounds crazy almost that you're losing the game by 2 scores, but I think that's a win.
That's a win, and with the positives that we've had offensively and defense to step it up a little bit, and that you feel like you still have a chance.
I agree.
Coming back in from the half.
And we get the ball to start the half too, so
that'd be awesome to get a stop and get a score. But with the pause in the action with the timeout, we'll bring the last announcement from the half here. Arvest Wealth Management. Ask any questions about 401ks, IRAs, stock, bonds, annuities, or rollovers. Grow and protect your wealth. Contact Chris Threlkill for your investment needs. And I didn't throw my little jab at him when little brother caught that across the middle earlier. And I usually say that's brought to you by Arvest Wealth Management. And I didn't do that for you tonight, Chris. Come on, defense. Let's get a stop right here.
Pressure. We're going to get a hold. And thank goodness we didn't get a horse collar there.
He was on the
jersey. It's got to be a hold flag, right?
It has to be. Where they threw it, that's the only option they got.
And
a 4th and 6.
I think you. No, he's going to take it.
Somehow or another, we didn't run any time off the clock that time. Come on, Aaron.
Well, they reset it to 45 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Aaron did okay. He got 9 off.
Well, we were right back to where we started.
Yeah.
Lost the ball on the 41.
Here again, I mean, you have to find a way to play. I hate this, and so does my dad. The prevent defense. You got to find a way to just keep them in front of you right here and make a tackle in bounds. Run this clock out. That's all you're looking to do right here. There's another hold flag, so this one's coming back.
It looks like all the griping Craig did early on in the game for the laundry on the field, not being on the field. He's getting that right now.
That's some golf on the carry.
Yeah, we've had a couple
There's a
flags
flag
bail
on
us
the
out.
play at the 31
Now there's
yard
one on the far side. I think, Doc, Coach Crowley for Booneville is going to get him one too.
Well, it's definitely been there, even more so than it's been tonight.
Yeah.
But it's
So we're going to have 10, and that's going to be 25 yards of penalties right there, right? I assume that's a flag on the far end for Coach Crowley over there.
that should be, yes.
And then the hold being 10, that's – boy, they're – like we keep saying, Anthony, let's get to half, get to half. We're getting some help getting to half.
The big thing right here is you still got to go attack. You can't let them
Infraction,
dictate where you're
Booneville.
going as a defensive guy.
Holding. Booneville.
They didn't call personal foul on Coach
2 yard
Crowley. That was
penalty.
called sideline, which I was kind of
He's
laughing.
at
Those
30.
dudes have been out there about 4 or 5 yards on the playing field all night.
Surprising they hadn't already got that warning.
Yeah.
Now, the next time they'll get the –
You know how people from Booneville are, though. They take advantage sometimes. Bend the rules here and there.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of the prevent because you get a little bit too lax and
Yeah,
lazy.
and you get that big run right there is what you get. Come make a play. Good job.
Great job. Who was that?
That's 27.
That was Colby Davis.
Booneville.
Kobe Davis has been so electric on the defense.
Two big plays out of
Yeah.
in this
4th and
possession.
14
And here we go.
for
We're going to
Booneville.
get it to half, 14-0, Anthony.
Ball's on the 28
They're
yard
going
line.
to try and steal a play. They're going to try and one-on-one.
And they got him down.
Yeah.
What?
Lyndon Ray on the carry.
That's one of
At
those
the end of the first half.
I'm maybe a little
Booneville
nervous
14.
calling that thing at the end of the half.
The
But
Bearcats,
that kid playing
0.
good for me. Kind of like, hey, let's just go to half, boys. Let's not run around all crazy and
A lot of
find
times-
a way to get a crazy injury.
A lot of time that's a really good way to get a hit from the side that you ain't thinking about. And
Well, some Mena kid gets take out a little aggression and all
Yeah.
of a sudden gets a clean shot on the quarterback. He's been, busting his rear trying to catch all night.
yeah, it's been nice. With that, bringing us to the halftime festivities, looks like we're going to start with the Bearcat Booneville Band, and then we'll follow it up with the Mena Bearcat Band, and then we'll bring you back some live football action with the score at half being 14-0 Booneville Bearcats. And like Tate and I were sitting there saying, that sounds kind of weird for us saying it, but going to half just down 14-0 with the way Booneville has kind of dominated things. We found a little defense to get some stops there late because those two scores came early in
It's their first two possessions.
the first
Anthony.
two possessions of the game in the first quarter, and we've been able to get stops ever since.
We
So
did a good job playing defense after those two for sure. So hopefully the second half's more of the same, and hopefully keep throwing the ball and find. You got to find a way to score one and then get more.
then you get build on that, and so maybe Dover finds a little way to dip some pine tar on these receivers' hands so we can keep
drops
those
kinda
in
hurt
there, because we had 2 touchdowns dropped, and that would have tied the game up. So with that, we're going to bring the Booneville Bearcat Band to you, and then the Mena Bearcats will come. So.
Booneville High School is proud to present the 2021 Booneville Bearcat Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be performing their competition halftime show, Adventure on the High Seas. Movement 1, High Seas Adventure. Movement 2, Sea Shanty Battle. And Movement 3, Pirates of the Caribbean. Drum Major Ian Shackelford is your band ready. You may take the field for halftime entertainment. French horn soloist Ozzy Ramirez, and trombone soloist Aaron Rose. the Booneville Bearcats Marching Band. The Bearcat Marching Band is under the direction of Brian Rhodes and Angela Rhodes. Another field command is drum major Dean Shackelford. Color guard sponsor is Karen Goff. The band's next performance will be Friday, September 24th at the Booneville Bearcat Stadium when Booneville takes on the Danville Little Johns. Enjoy the rest of the game and go Bearcats.
Mena Public Schools presents with pride the Mena Bearcat Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Charles Morgan and Tyler Huntington and under the field direction of senior drum major Annika Thompson. This year's marching show is the music of Motown. Tonight's opener is I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. The band finishes its halftime show with Papa Was a Rolling Stone by The Temptations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mena Bearcats Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Mena Bearcat cheerleaders.
We'd like to recognize our game sponsor for the evening, Union Bank, hometown banking at its best. The Bearcat football program would also like to thank Smith Pallet for providing the side-by-side for the use for football team this season. At the conclusion of tonight's game, fans are asked to wait at the gate prior to entering the field until released by a Mena Public School administrator. The Senior High Bearcats will host the homecoming next week against the Walden Bulldogs. The junior high and 7th grade Bearcats will be on the road traveling to Walden next Thursday.
got it down yet?
Yeah.
It's 0-0 this time.
He lies about a lot of things. And we're back for second half action here for Mena Bearcat Foundation broadcast. We talked just before the half that, it was huge for the defense to make that stop going into halftime because we are going to receive the ball here to start the second half. And, if you gave up the touchdown late and go down 3 scores, that's just a totally different mindset than coming in here 2 scores down with a chance to cut it to 1 here early in the third quarter.
I hate to be doom and gloom guy, but if you give up a score to go down 21-0 going into half, man, it's hard to come back from 3 scores down against a Booneville Bearcat team, even though they have been prone to keeping us in the ballgame tonight. A bunch of penalties on their side, some miscues on defense, I'd say, for them. We've had some open receivers pretty much all night. And what you hope for, Anthony, this half is that we're able to, exploit that and take advantage of those open receivers and go score touchdowns. We're not going to drop the ball this half. I can guarantee you. We're going to clean that part up.
That part's going to be taken care of. I guarantee you, Dover and them went in, dipped their hands in some pine rosin, and
that's the thing about a kid like Blake Brown. You don't have to say anything to him. He knows what he's got to do. He's going to take care of that problem. Good return here. That's it. That's the exact positivity we need right there. Now we got to go score.
Good reaction for Blake Brown coming back, getting a good positive. Going to probably be, I think that might be the best starting field position to start.
I think it is, Anthony. You know, I had a college baseball coach. He used to say the most simple thing in the world, but he's like, you know, guys, you got to score to win. So right here, we got to go score to try and win this ball game.
So we're going to open up with 4 receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom, looking to the bottom of the field.
Took a shot. I thought we would do that out of half. We just didn't quite get the separation that we had in the first half quite yet. Booneville did a pretty good job adjusting with their corners right there and playing a good job.
I believe the corner gave him up, and the safety came over the top and was right there in position.
The corner ended up taking that flat guy that came out. So they're kind of running a little too high zone almost right there.
So now you got trips up to the top of the field here. Caleb going in motion. Oh, turned him loose. Wide open, Blake Brown. Oh, at the sticks too.
Yep, that was going to be a first down. We got a flag, though, here at the line of scrimmage, and that's usually not good for the offense.
Your left tackle, left guard right there kind of talking because they just absolutely, unfortunately, missed their guy.
And I guess one of them grabbed Jersey after he went by him. I didn't catch that. I was fixated on the quarterback. He had plenty of time, but I guess there was a reason.
Oh, they're holding on the defense.
Oh, wow. See, Anthony, they proved you wrong.
No, I didn't miss the block. They didn't block anybody.
That's a Mena Bearcat first down.
Man, but I went first down out of half right there.
First down out of half. Keep the drive moving right here. So there again, Booneville keeping us in this game defensively on the penalties. And
yeah, they forced 2 incompletions to start that drive, and then all of a sudden give up the penalty like you just said. Now we get a little bit of a gift. Get the corner. That's one where they just stretched us out right there.
They kept in good position, just didn't attack it. Just didn't attack it the way the Booneville backs have been attacking.
Sometimes you just got to cut that seam. You got to shoot that gap as soon as you see a little bit of daylight. You know, sometimes kids are looking for the home run right there, and sometimes you're better off just taking
that 3
right
yards.
Yep, what's right there in front of you. Still a positive play, so you know, not too much to complain about right there. We're staying positive. That's what we got to do right here on offense.
Watch those blitzing linebackers right here.
We roll out of the pressure. Good job. Oh, and we are they going to say incidental contact? My goodness, it looked like he pushed him.
No flag.
If y'all were wondering where Austin was throwing, he was throwing to the receiver that got pushed down 10 yards behind the football right there.
And that kid there's got to be a little bit stronger than that, but
I guess their legs just get tied up.
I guess their legs got tied up.
48-yard line.
I thought I saw hands on the shoulder pads. But
yeah, it was a good read out of Austin. He did a really good job avoiding pressure. He rolled away from pressure out of the pocket to the big side of the field and got over there. We had a clean lane to throw the ball and made a good throw.
I thought he should have run ahead and ran with it.
Is that going to be a fumble? They're going to call that a fumble. 2 changes of possessions. Well, dang, going to get first down right there, Anthony.
It's going to be a little short of the first down where it's going to be marked. But look who comes up with it, the Swiss Army knife, Caleb Peters.
I almost didn't think that should have been called a catch, honestly. I didn't know that he necessarily caught the ball and made a move with it. I know in high school football it's hard to make that decision as a referee.
That was an incomplete pass.
I felt like it was.
But we'll take the positive.
Take it 4th and 1 instead of not having the football.
Going to go into I formation for the first time tonight, and looks like
Mena coaching staff's wondering what in the world's going on.
Timeout.
And we're sitting here wondering what.
I don't know if the referees know
what
in the world's going on.
I think they're trying to figure out why did you blow the whistle? What? I didn't blow the whistle.
Let's act like we know. Oh, the clock. Hey, the clock. Move the clock.
So with this lull in the action, I'll bring you the first ad for the second half. So tonight's broadcast being brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For all your insurance needs, coverage first for 107 years at downtown Mena. Go see PT, Deidre, Freddie, all of the gang at Mena Insurance Agency, and they'll get you fixed up. So now we're going to be back live action. 4th and 1. It's a big conversion we need right here.
There it is. He got it. Just gave it to the first man through. Gave it to the fullback. Is that be Felix?
The closest side here's got him marked a little short. I don't like the spot that this near side referee marked it at because he had to get all the way to the.
Timeout.
They're going to give it to him. Dadgummit. I thought we had it, Anthony.
I didn't think that
And Craig, Coach Bentley dang sure thinks we had it.
Yeah, that was a bad spot by this near side.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm with Coach Bentley. Man, gosh, I really felt good about that drive right there, Anthony. I thought we were going to have a chance to go down and
Ball
score.
goes over on downs.
You got the ball in the right hands. That's probably the first time this year that Jaden Felix hasn't picked up that first down, and Booneville just got a pad under pad there and didn't let us get the penetration.
When we're going to sound like a broken record, but somehow we've got to find a way to eliminate that 30-yard play that you give up every once in a while to Booneville, because that's what just keeps that offense moving. That's exactly what they did on their first drive the last half.
And just a simple handoff to the fullback and 3 missed tackles along the way, and next thing you know, he's in open field, and you have to tackle him 30 yards down.
Yeah, there wasn't anything special about that play. It was straightforward. Give it to the guy right behind you.
Well, we got a hurt linebacker right now that's limping around. So who is that? Is that Jared Berger I see limping around? It is Jared Berger. Craig's going to have to call a timeout and get him a new linebacker in there, it looks like, unless this gives him time to catch his breath. So tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Representative John Maddox. All he does for Mena schools, the football program, the counties that he represents. I mean, he does a lot of great things for us. So.
And I'll go ahead and say his wife's a pretty good teacher because she has my daughter Blair this year.
I don't remember which one of my kids she had, but she did have one of mine also.
Right. Blair, I'll say this. My oldest is going to be the easiest to have for all the teachers when she comes through school. My second one's going to be the hard one for everybody.
I know a little bit about that, that progression.
There's something about them ornery little boys.
And the youngest one.
Yes.
My youngest one's sitting up here working the camera. He's got a little frown on. He's not liking me. Oh, there's a little smile coming in. Me talking about him there.
Pretty good play. I mean, gave up 5. I know everybody, I sound crazy, but, you keep them in front of you. That's what you got to do. You can't give up that big play because, as we've seen tonight, Booneville's prone to make a little bit of a mistake and give you the ball back.
Get that holding penalty on 3rd down. Push them back.
Now they're just all of a sudden kind of starting to find some creases here and there. And, if you give up 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yards, you're in a good spot. But when you give up 4 and 6 back-to-back, you're all of a sudden giving up first downs.
See, I'm trying to see who did they bring in that middle linebacker spot to fill. So you brought Kobe out from the outside and put him in the middle also, which really hurt you on that edge on the defensive side a little bit.
And he was doing such a good job in that second quarter. He was a big part of why we started playing pretty good defense, in my opinion, Anthony. There's a good play. Good play out of that right side end again.
And that's going to be –
is that the right tackle?
No, that was that was Yang right in the middle, fighting off his block and taking the fullback down right.
All I know is it came from the right side of the football.
Yeah. Yang's anchoring that middle of the defense, and he met him at the line of scrimmage, and that big fullback didn't power through Yang.
No, that's the second or third time tonight, Anthony, we've seen him get really good penetration and make it a strong effect on a play.
Oh, they got us outnumbered out there.
Yeah.
But not a bad play by the corner there.
No, we did a good job staying and containing and keeping him in front of us. But, the problem is you keep him in front of you 9 yards down the field, all right. So that brings up 2nd and short for him. You got to find a way somehow to get – it's 3rd down, I guess. Huh. down marker went from first to third.
3rd and 2 for
They
Booneville.
count about like I do, Anthony, in multiples.
So it is 3rd down and about 2 yards here. So a big stop right here for the defense. Let's get some negative yard. And it's going to be a walk-in touchdown.
And again, he's done that time and time again tonight on us, Anthony, where he's patient. He's very, very patient with the football, and he kind of waits and lets that play develop in front of him, and he finds a gap. And he did what we just talked about with Peters, is he found the green grass and just shot through the gap right there and took what he had. Of course, it's nice when you only need 6 yards to score a touchdown.
Those little chop blocks are really coming in and getting us.
Well, now you absolutely have to come back and answer with a touchdown to get yourself back in this ball game.
Well, that kicker doesn't look too bad.
No, he kicked it pretty dang good.
The extra point is good.
Booneville acts surprised he made it.
Booneville
Yeah, we got a tip on that ball too. There was a hand that got to
Yeah.
the ball.
Well, Anthony, it started how we didn't necessarily need it to start this half. We got the ball, had a chance, and ended up turning it over on downs, and Booneville does what Booneville does, and they go down in about 6 plays and punch one in to make it a 3-score game and chew up 4 or 5 minutes off the clock.
They got their stop, and then they got their score. Now we've got to come back and answer and cut it back to a 2-score game and start making this a fight again.
This is, Reed and I talk about this some. This is, from here forward, this is where it's a guts game. How much guts do you have to find a way to battle and get back in this thing and make it competitive?
Let's see, who do we got back
Deep
deep?
for the Bearcats, Caleb Peters.
We got
and
Caleb and Blake Brown still back there
Brown.
deep. Got Jared Berger back up there anchoring the center of that. So his ankle or something must be feeling a little bit better.
Big return here would be nice. We had a good return out of half.
Yeah, Blake had a really good return out of half. Got picked and weaved in there, and I guess we started on like the 45-yard line. So let's see if we can beat that on this return.
That's the thing. Booneville's been hesitant to kick PATs, but the young man sure does kick the ball off well.
That ball landed inside the 5-yard line on the air, so
over there, first
he's
and
got a
10.
leg on him. So now your offense, you've got to come out and block and protect right here. We got to give these corners and safeties a reason to come up and bite, and so we can hit them over the top. Right now, they're expecting us to go deep and not giving them any reason to respect anything underneath.
We need a big play. Somebody's got to step up and make a big play right here. Obviously, Austin's going to be part of the equation, but one of these receivers is going to have to find a way to make a play right here. Austin's going to do it with his feet. There's going to be a flag back here. Dadgummit, Anthony. I thought that's the first time we've seen Austin tuck it and go tonight.
And I thought he should have
kind of needed it, yeah.
I thought he should have tucked it a couple other times throughout this game,
Flag on the play.
but he
Holding
delivered the
Bearcats.
ball in a spot where a receiver should have made the play. But
Sure. That's one of those they ran pretty much all, vertical routes on that side. He ended up running up that sideline, and there was a big void of green grass over there that he took advantage of, but unfortunately it's going to get brought back with a hold.
so still first down and 25.
That's the thing about Booneville, man. They just offensively they just lull you to sleep with, fullback dive, fullback dive, fullback dive, and all of a sudden the Q will pull it and they run that little midline off of it, and man, the midline in the Booneville offense has been a killer against a lot of people, not just us tonight.
They've taken out 2 other 4-4A opponents
Wow.
already this year.
Yeah, I think they'd win our conference this year already, wouldn't they? I
Yes.
think they did last year. We've got some pressure. Honestly, Anthony, that's the first time Austin's had pressure. That's the first sack Booneville's had tonight. I know that.
And
He's had a little bit of pressure, but he's done a good job avoiding it and getting outside and stretching the pocket. That one came from his backside, and he never saw that coming.
didn't have time really to get. He just got dropped back, and we gave up too much off that right side, and
Now, this is a bad spot to be in. You got 2nd and a mile with your quarterback standing in the end zone. And honestly, I feel like it's a deal where you either let Felix run or you give Austin an option where he rolls out, tucks it, or throws it. You got to get something positive right here to get yourself out of your own end zone.
Just to, let them pin their ears back and let Austin quarterback draw up the middle if they empty it out there.
Here he comes. He's probably going to – he's going to throw it. We waited for it.
Unfortunately, we sat there waiting on the ball to get to us instead of going to attack it right
we
there.
We're on our heels. I feel like we probably forced one a little bit, but when you're down 21-0 and you're in your own end zone, you're just trying to make something happen. I feel like when Austin watches that film maybe with Coach Bentley this week, it might be a deal where he realizes he probably should have just ran that football and
picked up his 10 yards.
Live to play another down and see what happens. But that's that goes back to Anthony. You can't put yourself in that big of a negative hole because then you're kind of getting a little desperate trying to do something.
Especially after it was going to be such a positive pickup.
You go from having a big first down all of a sudden, then you get that hold that brings it back, and all of a sudden you're playing in your own end zone.
And with that score, let's see if they get the extra point here. Gonna bring the score to 28-0. So Booneville picked up 2 scores in the first quarter, and they picked up 2 scores here in the third quarter. See if the Mena Bearcats can do what they did in the first half, and that's all they get.
So, I feel like I need to wipe my eyes out. I'm seeing exactly what I saw in the first half.
That's right. It just seems like a little deja vu happening here.
I guarantee you. It's just, you got to be resilient. You got to find a way to come out. We've got to score some points and feel good about ourselves a little bit.
So, with the change in possession, so tonight's game's being brought to you in part by our friends at Nedick. Nedick, all for dreams. A lot going on out there and looking for people. If you're looking for a job, then pick up the phone and you probably get hired.
You can dang sure call Smith Pallet and find a job right now. I know that.
I think that's pretty much everywhere in Polk County, and you've never seen anything like that before.
If you're an employer, you're looking for people. Oh, man, we're going to have to return that. Got some room over here.
Caleb, a really
There's that
good
guy, yeah.
Really good return. They were going to let that ball bounce in the end zone, and
that thing just died right there about the 2-yard line.
Looked like me throwing a pitching wedge into the green.
Yeah, a little backup on it.
Bearcats will
must have been hitting a Pro V1 that time. Had a little juju on it.
I hadn't picked up my clubs in almost 6 years.
Marked at the 29.
Well, 2 weeks is a good opportunity. You can go play the old Burt.
So this will be a good time for the offense to get some positive going.
Man, a touchdown make us feel good about ourselves right now. Plenty of time. That's a little early, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, Craig's about to –
going to have an out-of-body experience. If
he might be taking a shower here pretty quick if they don't throw that flag right there.
Well, they've missed several against Booneville here tonight, and fortunately, they got that one right.
28-0. The difference is not the referees, but man, they've had some missed calls and some bad spots for us tonight.
1st and 10.
No, it's never. You still got to make touchdowns, and you still got to make tackles.
They're not the ones keeping you out of the end zone tonight, I don't think. But yeah, I'm glad he threw that flag where Coach Bentley was about to maybe lose a little bit there again. Take advantage of it. That's what we got to do right here. That's a good throw, good pitch and catch for about a 5-yard gain.
And and that's there almost all night long. We just got to. That's not an easy pass to make.
No, that's a big boy throw right there. Put some heat on it, down and away. That's a good throw. Good ball.
Second and 5 for the Bearcats.
Good redemption for Blake Brown being able to pick up that pass.
I was looking at Anthony trying to figure out who the young man who caught the ball was. It was a good route and a good catch.
My wife says I'm a little slow sometimes.
I'm definitely there. There's Peters.
That's going to be a first down pickup.
Man, and that's a Peters play. He catches the ball, he puts that stiff arm out there, and he probably should have been short of the first down, but his strength and that stiff arm allow him to go get that extra yard for a first down right there.
Kept the tackler off of him just long enough to be able to pick up that first down. And hey, this right here looks good. This looks like what we ought to be doing.
We've got to capitalize. We've got to keep pitching and catching it right here. Throwing the ball is open for us tonight, I think, Anthony.
It is.
Has been all night. And as soon as I say that, the difference there, though, was
intercepted.
Austin had some pressure on him again. And he probably threw that one in a spot where he didn't, he kind of rushed his throw and rushed everything trying to attack the pocket up towards their line of scrimmage and just had one sail and get away from him.
But the D-back went and high-pointed that in a spot.
They were the aggressor.
Yes. If that ball was a half-inch taller, it drops right in Caleb's lap, and he went up and made a play.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, again, Austin's trying to make a play. And we keep saying the throwing game's been there all night, but when you're down 28-0, you know who else knows the throwing game's all of a sudden there? Booneville. So now all of a sudden they're playing defense to try and protect those kind of things.
They're pinning their ears back up front and sending the linebackers in lanes, and they're getting some pressure.
It's like, people say, well, good grief, why didn't you just throw a touchdown right there? And it's like, well, they got 11 guys on defense that are trying to win a football game too.
So with this little lull in the action and change of possession here, tonight's game's being brought to you in part by University of Arkansas Rich Mountain. UARM is doing a whole lot of things. Go watch the Bucks play a little baseball, softball. Watch them on the soccer field, and they got a lot of things going on out there
cross
right now.
country.
Look at Big Bobby Wallace coming down the field.
I thought he was going to get a chance to smoke him right there. He ran by him. That's a killer right there.
You got a 65-yard run for a touchdown score. Just
number 4, Rocky Ross.
Looks like they're going to bring that back, though, but it's still going to be a big first down for them.
Flag on the play.
I think it's a personal foul type flag. Looked like a couple of them got a little chippy with each other there behind the play. We'll take it if it's against Booneville, that's for sure, but almost looked like there might have been 2 guilty parties on that deal. And that's what Booneville forces you into, Anthony, is, they force you into a turnover, then all of a sudden they pop a big run, and you have a couple chances to tackle them for still a big gain but not a touchdown, and you miss those tackles, and they are able to capitalize. Touchdown counts, so it's going to be a
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Touchdown counts, and they're just going
to mark it back for the PAT. I thought that happened on the kick.
The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
No, they're going to mark it off right now.
I didn't think that was how that was supposed to go.
I think you had the option.
Okay.
But I think
correction penalty from the will be assessed on the extra point.
I think you're if you get it back down there, you don't want to give them the sense of go ahead and go up for a 2-point conversion,
right,
which would put this in the mercy rule at this point in time.
Yeah, pretty much when Booneville has the ball, it's almost in the mercy rule as much as they run. He nailed that one.
Yes, the point is good.
Basically,
it makes you wonder why they didn't kick PATs to start the game. Kid's got a live leg.
That would have been a 35-yard field goal.
And granted, there wasn't like some huge height with it, but he had some distance to go a little further back. Good, strong kick.
So that brings the score to tonight's game, 35-0. So that's two straight weeks that the Bearcats just have not been able to find the end zone. So tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Shelter Insurance Agent Talissa Montgomery. Shelter Insurance. Let us shelter you from the storm. So we'll go ahead and get one more in here. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. At Baywash, they take pride in your ride. I hadn't gone through there this year, but
I've always liked that tagline, pride in your
we
ride.
take pride in your run.
Deep to receive for the Bearcats again is Blake
So we'll
Brown.
get one more in here before the kickoff of the.
Tonight's game's also being brought to you by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete Ford lineup, see Mena Ford on Highway 71 North in Mena, Arkansas.
Be out there bright and early tomorrow about 8:30. Blake Brown receiving the kickoff one more time.
No days off, right? That's a good.
Blake Brown.
We've returned the ball well. We've had plenty of opportunities to return the ball tonight, but we've returned the ball well and given ourselves opportunities in good spots to start drives.
Take over there, first down.
We just got to quit throwing interceptions.
Yeah, we got to block. We've got to hold a little better pocket at times.
I still think our opportunities are there, and you gotta hit some of the get this first down.
Now it's all about go score and let's try and start making this respectable. You need a little bit of momentum now from here till the end of the game to get you going into bye week next week, or are they playing still next week? When is a off week for us?
Going to run a little bit of almost like a Booneville option right there, which we've showed signs of doing this, and we were able to move the ball a little bit with it last week. And
correction, that's Gabe Corcoran on the keep. Gain of 2 yards. The second and 8 for the Bearcats.
So 4:46 here to go in the third quarter, and score is 35-0. And Gabe Cochran getting his first action in here tonight, and with the down player, we'll bring one more advertiser to you. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Union Bank of Mena. Mena's only locally owned bank, hometown banking at its best. And it is good banking. You be able to pick up the phone, and
you're going to end up talking to somebody you know.
You're going to talk to somebody you know and try to get you a new car loan. Come see me.
I guarantee you, tie that back in, right? Interest rates are still low, I'm sure.
Interest rates still low, and so with him walking off the field, we'll bring one more, this long-winded one right here. So Smith Pallet was founded in 1949 and has been serving our customers throughout the South Central U.S. for over 50 years. It produces quality hardwood, softwood, and plywood pallets. Smith Pallet has loading facilities for customer pickup and also offer delivery service via our company trucks. And I think Clint always makes a little crack at that. So I guess Brian brings him some to the.
We did a couple times. Now Clint doesn't trust us. He comes and gets his own pallets now.
So another positive gain here brings up third and about 4.
Brendan Dove.
Yeah, I think now you're in the point in the game, Anthony, where you got to start building on something positive for, going into conference play now. This is your last non-conference game, so. Got to be clean on that. I like the action on that with the misdirection and going to give it there on that end around, it looked like, but he didn't get the handoff deep enough. He hit the young man on the hip as he went by instead of right in the middle of the gut.
I don't see Austin's been our punter, and it looks like I don't see him getting attended.
I saw him standing on the sidelines a while ago.
Don't see him getting attended to on the sideline, but
he's right there by Coach Dover. They're doing anything wrong with him. I'm kind of with you. I was kind of wondering why he didn't trot out there. Whew.
Very short punt, and going to give this Booneville offense, which is shown to be very potent,
will take over there.
A short field to work with here. So see if the defense can manage a stop here.
We'll get one more ad in here real quick. Gentry Chevrolet, wishing the Mena Bearcats a healthy and winning season. Come see us in D. Queen for all your Chevy needs. Pickup and delivery is available to all Mena area. He wouldn't do that to Bud in the game.
I wouldn't do it.
Ryland Ray on the carry.
I'll
for
say
Booneville.
this. Bud and the Gentry crew, they do a good job supporting, Mena and the Polk County area. I see them very active at the Polk County Fair and buying a bunch of animals and they invest their time and money up here for folks that help them out.
Right, they do.
Got one thought he needed to come off. Oh. Boy, Anthony had a chance there. Had a chance for a negative play against him, and he slipped out of two would-be tacklers right there on us.
Bobby Wallace was wanting to come off the play, but there wasn't enough time to trot somebody on, and still almost made the tackle.
That's kind of one of those you get tricked into thinking you're okay once the ball snapped.
I didn't see what happened on that previous play to get him to roll that ankle up, but that's what it looks like he's happened. Brings up third and about 2. Oh, gonna sneak through there for a first down. They're gonna mark him short.
We've had some favorable spots tonight, really. Oh my gosh, that guy put the ball out a yard in front of his foot. That's going to be a first down. If there's anybody can see it, it'd be me, Anthony, and I'm pretty sure that's oh, there we go. He corrected the spot.
Yes.
He put that thing, he's standing 2 feet, and he puts it in front of the front forward foot.
The line judge on the far side was a whole yard
behind him. They put the ball on the ground.
And that's going to be a
It's going to be a spot decision there. The far guy's marking it a yard back.
He fumbled the snap, so he fell down on it. And then
we got a late flag. That's going to be extracurricular activity, it looks like to me.
Just who do they decide to call it on?
Well, I'll let them decide. Dang, you had a chance right there, it looked like to me, where
you got them stopped short of the first down. And
I guess it is still short. It looks like it by the ball. If you look where the stick's at on the far end. And now you got a sportsmanlike conduct against them, so that helps. That definitely makes it short.
Mena will get the ball
a turnover on downs.
They're going I figure they're going to have to measure it. Nope.
No, there's no
all
measurement.
good. They decided they're good on that one. All right, Anthony. Let's go get a score.
We got to have it. Got to
positivity. We need a touchdown right here to start feeling good.
First and 10.
Need a reason to ring that bell down there.
Yeah. The dust is collecting on a little bit right now.
That'd be the 42-yard line.
And after the season started, the first 2 victories of the year, we were dinging that thing pretty frequently.
Wearing it out.
Last 2 weeks, it's just been a little bit more of a struggle.
But, that's why you schedule games like this. You want to challenge yourself and play some of the better teams in the state and play a Booneville that runs an offense that you might not see the rest of the year till Pottsville and then in the playoffs. I've always said, Anthony, I really like scheduling games like this where you play, 90% of the world plays, spread offense nowadays. You got to mix in some of this old school stuff because there are schools that still run this, and you got to be able to know how to defend it come playoff time. But the thing for us is we got a team in our conference in Pottsville that runs it, and Lamar, I think, runs the same offense. So.
They do. They're going to be similar, and you see it in college also. I'll go to the Division II level, and you look at a Harding Bisons that's been running that same thing for years.
Had a lot of success lately, too.
They've been very good. And it's because you don't see it the other 11 games of the year. It makes it very tough to
the third quarter.
Get ready for.
It's like we were talking earlier. These kids run this from 3rd grade up, too. So the teams that do run it, and it's a religion to them. It's just second nature. Everything's second nature about this offense.
So with that, that's going to bring the end of the third quarter. So the Bearcats are down 35-0. They're going to have great field position here to start the fourth quarter. So we're going to be on positive side of the 50 here with a short field to go. So tonight's game is going to be brought to you by Don's Easy Pay. Don's Easy Pay is a family-owned business for 38 years. They offer retail, rent-to-own, 120 days, same as cash. They carry all major brands of furniture, appliances, electronics, and are a self-serving dealer and do all the appliance work. Come to one of our 6 stores that serve 13 counties. Look at the store in Booneville that they just opened up this year.
Felix around the end. That's a good play for him. You get him ahead of steam going around that corner, turn that corner and get upfield. I like that action, though, too. Like I said, it's basically Booneville's offense out of the shotguns, what that is.
It's giving him that same misdirection look.
And I know, Reed and Craig have talked about Reed's incorporated some of that into his offense, and that's something I think some of these coaches are trying to get toward doing, because the blocking schemes that go with it are pretty straightforward for these kids.
That's going to be a good gain right there.
That is. That's going to be a first down. That's what we need.
Evan Graves getting that carry right there, and
it's good to see him out there being healthy and running good.
Down to the 31.
He was off last week, right?
You had 4 major contributors that were out last week, and he was one of them.
He kind of got dinged up a little bit the first quarter of this game. Is that kind of the first time he's been out there and been?
He's been on the defensive side, but he has not been on the offensive side of the ball.
All that turns into right there is midline. That's all that is. That's a fake on the around, which turns into what used to be the fullback. If you're watching Booneville, that's the fullback fake. Quarterback, he's all of a sudden reversing field down into the middle, basically running quarterback midline. That's exactly what we're doing right there.
And you think they might be better served to put their scout team defenses going against their offense because they're used to seeing this action
all day,
every day.
Yep. He's down.
Going to get back to basically the line of scrimmage.
That was the deal we were looking to throw there, and Gabe did a pretty good job taking off and getting what he could get.
He got a lot of pressure, blitzing linebacker trying to cause a little havoc right up the middle, and
2 free bodies right there.
Forced him out from what he was wanting to do. So,
Correction, 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Bearcats.
Offenses like this have always interested. It's like watching Lamar Jackson this week. There's a lot of window decorations going on with the football.
Right.
Fake here, fake there, and then a go. Well, that's a double fake, and then into a throw options what that was going to be. That's fun to watch, I think.
And we got the edge set right here. This could be a first down pickup, and it's
definitely a first down. Very good.
Jay Corcoran.
I'm telling you, Anthony, there's a lot of positivity in this offense right here. We're doing a really good job battling and running it good. We're blocking it well. The only play we didn't block it well is when we were actually going to throw out of it.
Ball spotted at the 17-yard line, and that's a Mena Bearcat first down.
You got Evan having to come out right now, and he was kind of limping off the field just a little bit, and he's got that ankle taped up pretty good. But
yeah, that's the other thing. When you're down 35-0 with the clock running on you, you just got to find a way to get out of this thing healthy the rest of the night too.
Jaden Felix on the give right up the middle, going to pick up about a yard.
See, they're basically turning Felix into the fullback out of that offense right there.
Which it's kind of his natural position. Me and Clint have talked over the years.
He's a good-looking kid.
He's not going to outrun anybody, but when he gets in the open field, he's very elusive to tackle. He makes people miss. And if he needs to run over you, he will.
Oh, man.
Fumble.
But you also
we were flirting with that a little bit a couple times on those snaps.
Yes.
Loss of 7.
So you got Gabe out there at that quarterback right now, which he's used to hitting Austin, which is probably another 4 inches, 5 inches taller. And what would hit Austin fairly good is going to be a little bit high for Gabe.
It was cooked a little high over his head. He had a chance, hit his hands, but it was definitely over his head. Now you just need to cut this in half, really, Anthony, I think. And they got too much penetration off that edge. That's just a good job by that end from Booneville, doing a really good job shooting up the field, keeping that outside arm free, and he was right there ready to make the tackle on that end.
Loss of 7.
Your left tackle just
4th and 25.
gave up too much penetration. You got to know the play's designed to come out there, and you got to keep it. You can't let that happen.
Kind of had the old blow-by done to him. Well, now you need a big play. It's either got to be basically a touchdown or long play to get a first down. Good-looking throw. That's got to be interference.
No, they finally called it.
Yeah, he never looked back for the ball. I mean, that was his textbook interference as it could get.
Intended for Trey Day. There's some flags on the play.
And that's with a big physical
Booneville.
receiver like he is. You've got to exploit that because he should be able to stop, plant, jump, and out jump anybody that goes that's a cover.
Yeah, you put that ball. Honestly, that ball was probably underthrown. We kind of got bailed out probably by the interference call. If you put that ball, I mean, the Day kid's got what, probably 5-6 inches on that corner.
And every bit of it because he is a true 6'5" kid.
Again, though,
and
you think about where we're at on the field, and he's throwing that from the opposite hash on the 35. That's a big league throw trying to get one high pointed up there. It's almost one you got to get rid of quicker.
Right.
If you say single coverage there, just put it up there and let him go get it and then make a play. But that's what hurts too is the pass interference of 15 yards only gets you the 4th and 10.
Clock sitting there ticking off, and
well, mercy rule's at 35, isn't it?
36. I believe is that Blake Brown making that catch right there? Good.
Big first down gives us a chance to put some points on the board right here.
At the 4-yard line.
You can't put up donuts. We gotta have points on the board right here.
It's been got another Booneville Bearcat that's down on the ground here.
First down.
So with this, that's number 1, it looks like. So tonight's game's being brought to you by Arvest Wealth Management. For any questions about the 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, annuities, rollovers, grow and protect your wealth. Contact Chris Threlkill for your investment
Junior high and
needs.
7th grade Bearcats will be on the road traveling to Waldron next Thursday.
You got 6:15 to go here in the fourth quarter, and Mena Bearcats fighting for their best field position of the night.
I think it's only the second time we've been inside the red zone, inside the 20.
Inside the 20, and of course this puts us up first and goal from, the 4-yard line here.
Got to punch one in.
So this is kind of you got 4 downs right here to punch this in the end zone, Tate.
Well, let's do it on the first one and take the suspense out of it.
Well, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for it. So you still trotting Gabe Cochran out there on this. Looks like he's got the edge.
Get in. Yep,
should
touchdown.
be able to walk in right here.
Very nice. Very nice.
Bollmeyer scores for the Bearcats.
That was pretty straightforward. Not much had to be done there. Snap it, pitch it, and go. Yeah. So finally we blocked that in that blew up the last play and did a good job right there getting that 6-yard score. Good to see us score a touchdown right there.
Take advantage of the opportunities that we're given and get the goose egg off of the scoreboard. And now let's see if we've got a little more fight in this. And the game's kind of out of reach as far as coming all the way back. But let's see if we can do a little bit here to fight. Let's show some fight.
Yeah, the clock is definitely not in your favor at the moment. I mean, you're getting feel-good scores right now. You got to find a way to stop them again on defense and see if we can't go score again. We're going to go for 2 here. There's that. Hey, he threw it out of the – great pitch and catch. I about said he threw it out of the end zone. They called him out. I thought he caught it in.
All you got to do is get 1 foot in high school. You don't have to drag 2.
Initially, I thought we threw the ball out of bounds, but he caught it, and I could have swore he had a foot in.
35.
Unless they're saying he didn't have possession of it inbounds, but it looked like it cradled it pretty good. So you got You think they go for an onside right here to give us a little shot?
I mean, I guess that's probably what you try. At the same time, I don't know. You might save some of your onside formations, not put too many of those on film. But what the heck? You play to win the game, right?
Now you do see Evan back out here
On kickoff,
on
yeah.
kickoff, so his ankle must
Got
be.
that ankle wrapped up all the way over the shoe now.
Austin Rose teamed up for the Bearcats. Blazing Jones is deep for the.
Looks like a
for
deep
Booneville.
kickoff to me. Well, little angle kick over to the sideline. Good job. Go blow somebody up.
Get the ball knocked out.
Yeah. All right, let's get a stop on D. See if we can get the ball back and go score again.
You got a few new faces out there on the defense that are look like they're going out on the defensive line. Well, there for a minute, I thought we had 12 on the field, but I guess we just got 11.
Sometimes it's hard to count all those black jerseys.
Yeah.
They get bunched in there together. And now they're going to sub a few more in there, too, it looks like. Everybody gets a chance this evening, it looks like.
Booneville.
Not the way you want to give everybody a chance, but
You'd like to be on the other end of this.
you dang sure would, yeah.
Boy, and you saw some positives. I mean, you gave up those 2 early scores in the first half, and
Then battled for 2 quarters.
for 2 quarters, or
a quarter.
A
probably
quarter.
The second quarter.
then you turn around and give up those quick scores in the third.
I tell you the difference. You know, you had your opportunity when you got the ball to start the second half. You got a first down, and then you had a couple penalties, a bad snap. All of a sudden, you turn it over on downs, and Booneville goes back to doing Booneville things, scoring on about 5 or 6 plays. So, I mean, the difference in the game, other than the first 2 drives Booneville had tonight, were the first 2 drives of the second half again. Big flag way back here.
I don't know
Dunn Daniel.
where what he saw and where, but that was from way deep.
If that guy throws a flag,
Flag
he
on
saw
the play.
something.
It's going to be a hold, should be.
That's a long ways to see a hold from. Now they're talking to Booneville, though, aren't they?
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not exactly sure they know what they need to call. Well, I'm at a loss for words, Anthony, kind of trying to figure out what in the world's going on here. The way that guy threw that flag, you thought he knew for sure what he was throwing it for, and it is against Booneville.
And there was a receiver downfield.
Well, he saw that quick.
He sure did.
Oh, now we're going. It was against us, but I have no clue what it was. Well, nonetheless, it's 1st and 10.
We didn't have too many men on the field, did we?
That was probably a guy like that throwing that flag. That's probably what it was. I don't know why it took so long to figure it out. Kind of got us on skis all of a sudden here. We got to find a way to bear down and kind of help, hold the line of scrimmage here. That's the name of the game in this deal.
You got a bunch of these kids that he's trying to throw out here and get some time in, and
this is where you get your chance. You come in, you got to have a little fire. This is where you get a chance to come in the game, and then Monday during film session, you do something good and you get pointed out. You got to take advantage of the opportunity to get on the field.
Looks like we're offsides right now.
No, they didn't throw it. It's only offsides if they call it.
No.
Garrett Barr on the carry for Booneville. Gets a gain of 3.
Man, that's a little guy out there at 24.
Yes, he is.
Man, I bet he doesn't go 5 foot. Same song and dance, though. 3rd and short.
I believe that's one of the Baber boys.
For Booneville?
Oh, for Booneville. We got 24 out here,
okay,
too.
I'm sorry. They're 24. Look at the one playing fullback.
Yes.
He's a little different stature than 33. He runs it hard, though. Looky there.
Dragging a pile of Mena Bearcats with him.
That's a good hard run by that young man.
That's a first down, gain of 3.
All right, Bearcats, let's hold them. Let's not let them score anymore right here. Let's keep it at 35.
44-yard line.
Be nice to get a cheap turnover here late and find a way to go scoop and score, or pick 6, something like that, or at least just get the ball back and go score on offense.
Yeah, the clock can't run fast enough for us right now. 2 minutes and 30 seconds here to go in the game. In a 35-6 ball game,
I will say this though, Booneville as always, they will battle for, a semifinal appearance in 3A or something, or maybe better. Really, they've got the talent probably this year.
They got beat out in the semifinals last year by the winner of the 3A state championship.
I think Harding graduated a ton of, Reed's in 3A, so I kind of get the feedback on what 3A looks like. And he said basically it's McGee, Booneville, and he mentioned somebody else. It wasn't Harding, but I think McGee is actually who beat Reed out, and they've returned a bunch of kids that were really good-looking kids. I went and watched that. Reed got him a drumming the last game of the year last year. And McGee, I tell you, that's one of those stadiums you walk in and it's banner after banner. You forget the football tradition that's in that town. They've been winning a lot of football games for a lot of years.
There's a lot of football traditions over there in that southeastern
Warren,
corner.
McGee, Barton, all those schools over there. But
got a minute. They're going to take the knee and run the clock on out here.
Well, Anthony, man, I appreciate y'all letting me fill in. It was a late notice to you, I know, but I did have a good time. I appreciate Clint and those guys and Gretchen reaching out to me and having me come fill in for Clint. He had an obligation to be out of town this weekend, so I had fun. I wish the game would have turned out better, but, that's part of it. Sometimes you have that happen.
Did we figure out, did we have a bye week next week before we start conference? Or
I do not know. Our schedule's so goofy because there's only 8 football teams in our conference, with Subiaco not playing football late in the year. Okay.
So I wasn't smart enough to remember to look and see who we play next week. But I think we are on the road next week. But
I was pulling it up real quick for you.
I'm
trying to contribute something.
The final score will be Booneville 35.
Waldron here.
Waldron.
Hey, if there was ever a homecoming game to have, it was against Waldron. In fact, I'll throw Clint under the bus. I think Clint is the last quarterback to ever lose to Waldron. We'll have to ask him about that. But I think there was a year Clint and them were unable to win a game, and I believe that's the last time we have lost to Waldron.
It's been a while now. I do know that.
I mean, that's in the 80s.
It's almost not the winning streak over DeQueen Leopards is not quite that deep, but it's getting pretty close. Though.
I know we lost to DeQueen when I was in school. Still, I think we went about 2-1 against them. So, I guess that's the positive. Now we get to play Waldron next week.
Get to play Waldron right next week to start the conference play, and we'll hopefully get a win started to get the conference under our belt and rolling. And with that, game is over, and we are going to end our broadcast tonight. And tune in next Friday night as we take on the Waldron Bulldogs.